I don't have a whole lot of new things to add to this conversation um, about what's happening. But all I can do is talk about my experience and my stories and what I know. Um, when I was younger, I had a friend who was telling me the story of how she got here from Mexico. How she was, I cannot remember the exact age, but elementary school age. She was a child. Like, she was small enough to be carried. Like, she was a kid. And she told me about how they crossed the desert and how they would hide in bushes and how everything she had on her was stolen from her. And she told me about how they ran out of food and water. And she told me about how cold she was at night and how she couldn't sleep and she thought she would never make it. And I remember looking around and thinking, all that, risking your life at such a young age, because she was alone. She did not have her mother and father with her. I think she had like a distant relative around. But I remember looking around thinking, for this? For this? I can't possibly understand. I was born here. I can't possibly understand. I'm so close in proximity to the people that this affects so directly, and I cannot understand because I didn't go through it. I can empathize and fight for and hear, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. But I didn't go through it personally, and I don't have to. I don't have to be personally affected by something to empathize or to feel or to decide that humans are more important than pieces of paper or the law or the civil offense. Because in case you didn't know, documentation, being in the United States without documentation is actually it's not a crime. It's not illegal. It's a civil offense. Similar to how jaywalking is a traffic offense. So, I just remember looking around and thinking, all that, risking everything at such a young age to come here. How bad must it have been where you're from? How bad could things have possibly gotten for you to risk it all and risk your life to come here? Pretty freaking bad. Like, and another story. My parents, they came here when they were young. I believe they were both teenagers, and they came on their own. They didn't come with their parents either. And, you know, that was the decision they both made separately. They're from two different countries, but they've now lived in the United States far longer than when they lived in their own respective countries. They have now lived here. This has been their life longer than where they are from. They have built so much, and they have helped their community in ways that you can't possibly understand. Both of my parents. And I can sit here and list all their good deeds and tell you how much they've sacrificed, not even just for me, for strangers and the people around them, providing shelter and food to I guarantee you, the homeless man, the homeless community that my mom feeds every other weekend doesn't care where she's from. So all of that's to say, it really pains me to see what's going on. I'm not gonna cry. It really pains me to see what's going on, and I don't want to come off like, but I can't imagine what it must feel like to be especially when we're talking about Latinos or specifically Mexicans, to be from here, to be indigenous to California, to Texas, to Mexico, to be indigenous, to have roots here longer than the European Americans, and to be forced to leave is actually insane. And that's why history is important, ladies and gentlemen. Because I do fear a lot of people don't know that. This is where their ancestors are from. They are from here. It is, open a textbook. That's all I can say. This video is so jagged. I don't know, like I'm talking like this, and I don't like that, but I didn't plan to make this video, but I wanted to talk about this, and even though I don't know if I've added too much, but I just wanted to say something. Thank you for watching, I guess. If you can find empathy in your heart for some of these families, some of these people, teenagers, kids, elder, everyone, then you should, if you can't find it, you should make some. You should make some empathy. You should make some. Te amo, bye.